Hi there, welcome to Dostcast Clips. I know you don't want to watch podcasts, so here's some clips for you. Enjoy till the end and don't forget to subscribe. We are still from the same generation that saw एक जो clear we're probably the last generation that saw ये science का student है, ये med का student है, या arts का student है. I think it's sort of like all muddled now. But yeah, I think I would have also loved doing Hindi. Bro, Hindi taught in school is so good because sometimes I go out and I see like some people will say ये क्या लिखा है, and they've taken Hindi all their life, and I'm like, how is that possible? How is that like lost to us?
But you know, also not having studied it in the 11th and 12th, it had a massive impact. So when I was a kid, we only used to speak in Hindi at home, only. Both me and my sisters. So like if you watch old, VHS tapes, homemade tapes, we're only speaking Hindi. Then
Where like VHS tapes kahan pe? Like what? Like
you know those old the old video camera, Sony video camera ke tapes, not
Okay.
VHS wo to thoda pehle ho
like
gaya.
so, but you filmed it like privately,
Haan.
or like are these like available?
No, it's like privately. Yeah.
Privately. Okay.
So like when I watch them back, I'm only speaking Hindi.
Huh.
And then I think it was in the first grade where both me and my sister, the class teacher said, told my parents that, listen, you need to start speaking a little bit of English at home because they only speak Hindi. And then like the English is completely tanking. So then we switched, because we had to improve our English, we switched to speaking more English. And then I was fine with both. And then the fact that I didn't take Hindi, which is something I regret, even though I said, I'm not taking it as a subject, but I'll still,
I mean, दिन में
study
use
it at
करता ही है,
home, this, that. वो तो spoken Hindi, fine. But the reading and all, it declined. Then not the reading, but even my spoken Hindi improved once I started listening to DHH.
मैंने बिल्कुल expect नहीं किया था.
I'm telling the truth, dude. I'm telling the truth. Like, having not studied Hindi, then going to London, spending 4 years there.
गंदे इलाके से.
So before I started listening to this DHH, I was listening to because I used to miss home. So I started listening to a lot of like Indian music, which I didn't used to listen to before.
Okay.
That improved it. Then I got more into it. Like now all these guys are my friends.
This is your IELTS basically.
Yeah, it's reverse. But it's a good thing. It's basically, it's like goes to show that you take away so many different things from art. Right? It's the same thing, right? Because I'm listening to it, I'm thinking about it in a certain way. It's improving my language.
And there are some fantastic lyricists now in the DHH scene जो शायद हिंदी की टीचर से better हिंदी produce करते हैं अपने lyrics के अंदर. Like I've heard so many new words. Obviously it's a mishmash because it's a part of our generation also. तो वो कुछ English words use करेंगे, कुछ हिंदी करेंगे. But I never thought about DHH as a language improver, but that's so true.
It's a language, no? It's a language. It's a. I mean, if you look at it as a subculture, as a genre, it's capturing the language of our generation of a certain people, of us as a people. I mean, all music is like that, all art is like that. But it's an interesting, this is the link, because when we were talking about how subjective art is, how different timings while looking at art can mean different things for people. I was like, this is, a link that I got, that I used, and it's made me speak Hindi much more fluently, much better. Even though we spoke it at home, but it's a whole different, it's a different language, so to say, like I'm saying.
जैसे कि हम भी हिंदी में बात करते हैं घर पे, पर उसमें we always, यार हम चॉकलेट को क्या बोलेंगे इंग्लिश में, नहीं बोल सकते. So we still sprinkle it in, and I think then at first you speak your parents' Hindi, then you grow up, then you bring in your own Hindi, then you grow even more and you start hanging out with artists and cultures, then you bring in even more Hindi. Then your Hindi is so different than everyone else around you, then you have to keep going to the subculture to keep understanding it more and more. जैसे मैं अब अगर बात करता हूँ किसी से और वो एक ऐसी बात बोल देता है जो आई थिंक मैं अपने पेरेंट्स को बोलूँगा ना कि वो एक हिंदी वर्ड है तो वो नहीं समझेंगे, और लाइक इट्स अ इंग्लिश वर्ड, दे वुड नेवर गेट इट. बट आई फील लाइक इट्स अ वेरी नेचुरल पार्ट ऑफ आवर लाइफ. लाइक ये बोलना दिल्ली में सीन कैन कर दे. लाइक आई मीन आवर जनरेशन नोज कैप इज योर लाइंग, बट सीन कैन करना भाई सीन कैन है. दैट्स सच अ दिल्ली हिंदी थिंग टू से.
Like those are two English words.
Yeah, actually,
but you're thinking about them in Hindi.
Right.
Yeah?
That's true. You're saying कि bro scene कैन है, मेरा तो ऑफ लग रहा है. बहुत सारी चीज़ें, little subtleties.
Like bro, scene, can, they're all English.
Oh, yeah, you're right. They're all yeah.
So it's like it's very cool to look at all like art, all music. If you look at it as a language, very cool to like explore it like that, because it's all about like how you're thinking about it. No.
I think when I was listening to too much DHH, it definitely makes me like very me against the world. मैं सब कुछ कर दूंगा. Then I think when DHH expanded and had like more, like basically more representation than just like trying to get up to the top and like other wacky stuff also, then you're like, okay, this is expanding so much. In 5-6 years, we're gonna have proper philosophical like rappers in DHH.
That's what drew me to maybe not the whole genre, but the independent part of the genre. Before I even became friends with the guys whose music I listened to, it was the fact that their music was reflecting their reality. Right? They were talking about stuff that's around them.
Like who?
Like all of them, you know, like Karun, Sumit, Udbhav, like they were all, their music was about what was happening to them, what is around them, most of the time. And I found it very refreshing. And they were like, okay, we want to say this, so we're going to say it. You know?
Unabashed, no industry pressure per se.
Yeah. And that drew, because before I jumped into this music, I was heavily into UK rap and
UK drill.
And that for me was becoming too much of the same thing. It was becoming too much of ladki paisa gaadi.
लड़की पैसा गाड़ी. अब क्या है, 2 बच्ची हुई हमारी. What is it? हनी सिंह. अगर आपको क्लिप पसंद आई, make sure you subscribe to Dostcast Clips.